Alright guys, so in today's video I'm gonna be telling y'all how do you know if you're facing a bad player in arena, and just the tips that you can just go off to know that it's a bad player and that they just are hot dog water at the game. So yeah, I'm trying to get straight to the tips. So like the first one is if there's like, let's just say there's like a rock here or whatever, and they're just sitting there, and like you can tell it's not a good player if they're just going at it. You can tell it's a good player if they're just like or like a somewhat decent player if they're like just constantly moving around and that's just like a quick first step. Now the second tip to tell if it's not a good player is if, let's just say you're boxed up, that if they're just constantly whacking at your wall instead of like, or like you can tell that's not a good player if they're just whacking and whacking and whacking instead of like, you know, like you can just tell if they're just constantly trying to break your walls instead of just like trying to fake break your walls, like, you know. Yeah, you can kind of tell if it's a good player if like if one, if they're just boxed up, like if they're just full on a mountain, just like, you know that they're just peeking out the cone or something, you know it's not a good player. Unless it's like I'm not even trying to flame it, but like if it's like a Marzo W, then yeah, he's a pretty good player. Like, but unless it's someone like him, like it's just not a good it's not a good team or player. You mainly find this in duos and trios that they're not gonna be good players if they're just boxed up. You won't find it too much in solos, because people have pretty much got the thing just to, like, if you're a bad player, they're just gonna hide in buildings. Like, that's like kind of going into the next tip, that if someone's hiding in the building, then they're not really a good player as well. Because like if they're just in the building, like, you know they're in there, and they're just not coming out in building, then you know that they're not a good player. But the thing with that is there could be a door here, a wall there, like one of those, like that, I don't know, just a wall here, there, take a turn right here, and he's just waiting right here with his shotgun out. Like, that's the worst part about it. Like, so you would have to, like, when you go in buildings, like, you just always want to make sure everything's yours and just, like, take a look and, like, just claim everything. You know, like, just try to piece everything up, make sure everything's yours. For this, I suggest do some peace control maps. I'm pretty sure Raider has one where you just, like, constantly edit, like, edit, all that, and then there's like a bot or something like that. I'm pretty sure there's one like that. So you'd want to use that map code, you just want to practice that. Another way you can tell if it's a bad player, this is going to sound weird, but like, by their movement. Now I don't mean like, oh, controller movement, like if they don't have controller movement they're just bad at the game. Like, no, I'm talking like if they're just this, or they're just like constantly just running and jumping, not like just looking around, like swinging to hit something, just, but if they're just like looking forward and that's all they're doing, just this, instead of like hitting something and just doing that. Like there's a wall there, they hit that, something else there, something else that, something like that. Like, that's how you can tell. Now just a bonus tip, because like this Loki doesn't go for everything, but like, because some pros do this, but like just try to skin their way. Like this, you can tell that I might be like a half decent player, not like the best maybe, but like a somewhat decent player. But like if somebody's wearing like the Guff skin, then they're most likely not even going to be good, so you can just push them. But, like if they're wearing something like the Black Knight, they could be good. It's just like most OGs would like quit the game, come back, and like, yeah. So if it's like a Black Knight or something, like it might be good, but like you never know. We can just tell like your typical like Crystal might be decent, your Kuno skin could be decent, your Aura skin, you know, like just something. It's like an everyday skin that somebody would wear. But like, yeah, I know this is like kind of short, but like it's just quick tips, and yeah.